Hey, SpeedGaming. Welcome to this afternoon's presentation of the Super Metroid Dash Mystery Tournament. On your left, we have CountCranberry. On your right, we have AceZer0. My name is JXB Adab. I'm joined by Salty Pigeon 87 in the booth and by Jestro Zooks, the master tracker on tracking. Salty, how's it going today?
Oh man, everything's super cool today. Yeah, we got the GOAT in tracking right now. Only thing I ever heard Jestro's voice say was "bah," and it makes sense.
Yeah,
Jestro the
no,
bestro.
fits. Definitely. I remember the first time I did any kind of tracking, I was thrown into into map tracking, and oh my goodness, there are literally 400 buttons there. Yes, Jestro Bestro, greatest tracker for Super Metroid in ever.
In all the evers, honestly, we can go to parallel universes, and I think still pretty good. Hopefully, I can find the parallel universe where he's not a Jets fan, and we can be best friends. But I don't think I'm gonna find that in this lifetime. Maybe next time.
I've learned that it doesn't matter which sports ball team you like. It's about you as a person. And here we are on the planet. We have either Major Minor or Chozo. We do not have Countdown, and it looks like we have just Vanilla Charge Beam tonight.
Man, Adam dropping the wisdom on me. That's true. It's about the person. And yeah, vanilla charge, criteria, normal stuff. No full countdown, so it's gonna be major, minor, or chozo. And yeah, AceZer0, CountCranberry, two great runners from last year's tournament, and
Yeah,
Ace's
both.
team went like 18-2 or something. So I know we're gonna have some high skill level here.
Yeah, both of these runners quite established in the community. AceZer0, no Moonfall. CountCranberry Moonfallen, so just a slight lead there for Count. And the morph pedestal might tell us if we're major minor. We're about to find out in 8 seconds or so, I think.
I got 7 seconds on my count. That was a great guess.
Oh, hey, awesome! I was close. And the morph pedestal, as usual, telling us absolutely nothing. But we do have a morphing ball.
Yeah, plus minus 1 second. You're on par. That's really good. Heck, that might be a birdie if you're a golf fan.
Ooh,
I like playing it, not watching it. Maybe
yeah,
Chozo. Looking
oh,
Chozo-y.
ooh, screw attack. So yeah, that smells very, very Chozo, because that would not be a major in major minor.
So I think we're pretty much for certain here, and I know chat will help me out if I mess that up. But yeah, Chozo, I think I'm learning. Nice
Yeah,
early
no.
supers there. I like that.
Yep, we're gonna see Chozo. So all of our items are gonna be on Chozo statues. That's nice because we know where all of them are. Just means there's a couple that are slightly out of the way, like, Shack Tool and Plasma Beam. But hey, surprise chat, those are always out of the way. It doesn't matter if it's Chozo or not. And I think the next thing, we didn't get Power Bomb, so we're not going to be able to check the meme route transition. So we're going to have to go up to the top and see if we're in area randomization or just a vanilla map.
Yeah, the seed might be slightly mean and have to drag our runners back down here for something necessary. But for now, as a runner, it's also kind of nice to know, hey, I don't have a 50-50 choice here. I just have to go for it. It's my only option, so you don't have to worry if you made the right choice or not. You definitely did, because it's the only choice.
That's my favorite thing, is when there's only one choice, so I know I made the right choice.
Yeah, I think it calms the nerves a little bit.
All right, we got a question in chat. What does 60 mean? That is the current damage value of our beam combination. So each one of those little P shots does 60 points of damage to the enemy that it hits.
Or 60 with charge. I'm not sure exactly how that works, but
Oh,
starter
it
and
might
starter
only
charge
be
would be 20.
might only be 20, and then you have to have the charge beam to get to 60.
But we know that
Oh,
60 means we don't have charge yet. Because if we're in Dash, so Dash Mystery has starter and starter plus for charge. And we start with 20 points and have a weak charge beam, but that weak charge beam helps us not get soft locked in certain boss rooms. Right now, we do not have
yep.
any charge.
It also helps the craziest of runners have like a 9,000 shot fight against Ridley or Mother Brain. I think it's actually 900, but there are some runners out there that can accomplish those fights, and props to them. They are the also runners that are going to enjoy low ice. We did see Wave Beam at Bomb Chorizo, by the way.
Yeah, that's a very nice early pickup. And shout outs to one of our Dash devs, Kupo, for letting us know what's really going on. So once they find charge, it will do that 150 or that 60, whatever it is. For reference, missiles 100, supers are 300. Unless you're going against an enemy that has double damage to a certain missile, like Ridley will take 600 damage from a super missile.
Yep, and we see our first transition. The Torian door goes to Croc. We do have area randomization on.
Yeah, 67% chance to get area randomizer. So not super surprising, but I have seen enough vanilla seed so far that it does happen quite a bit. Oh, double Norfair down there. And no energy tanks, so we gotta go back.
CountCranberry going to go in here, check the 230 missile location. This is a major location in Chozo, so odds are there's something helpful here. And oh boy, is it helpful, a pack of missiles.
And now I think Cranberry has such a big lead that Ace can't catch up, unfortunately. Thank you all for joining us. Have a good night. No, Salty's being ridiculous. Chozo statue has 2 missile packs, 2 super packs, and 1 powerbomb pack, and then all the majors. So it gives you just enough to beat the game for like a any percent type of run.
Yep.
So
yeah, if you collect all the Chozo statues, you'll have enough to beat the game. AceZer0 also going back for 230 missiles. Surprised, not considering going, that Count did not consider going down to check the meme route transition. We do have power bombs, and super missiles, so we can go to the right. However, I don't know if that's in logic based on not getting supers from a Chozo statue.
That's a good call. So maybe it is meme route with that, unless you meant east side of criteria. But yeah, hey, we're at the ships. We'll check it out.
Well, there could be a super at Gauntlet, but we don't have any way. Well, we have Screw Attack. Gauntlet's perfectly in logic right now. We can go gauntleting.
And Ace is ready to do such a thing. So we will get to see at least 1 major up here and 2 minors on the back end.
Yeah, and as Tracy's pointing out in chat, those power bombs were not Chozo power bombs, so they don't put any of the power bomb stuff in logic.
Okay, so meme route's not technically logic at the moment.
That's correct.
And Ace having a tough time with that jump up the side to Gauntlet. And I think with Screw Attack, that jump is actually... Oh no! I'm glad Ace saved.
Yeah, Ace saved at the ship, so that's not a horrible... That's just a little bit of a time loss, not a complete 7-minute, oh god, game over loss.
Right. All I was going to say is that jump going up the Gauntlet with Screw Attack on, it's a rare thing. Only happens in randomizers. I think it's a little bit harder because you don't see Samus's spinning animation on where you're normally used to jumping off of it. So it's a little more odd to kind of get it down. And that's probably why Ace is having a little bit of an issue here. It happens to us all. But Ace is way better than me, so I trust him.
It happens to us all unless, of course, we don't play the game, and then it never happens to us.
That's true. Adam has never had an issue with that jump. Just that good. Just that good.
Yeah, we've got Green Bryn over here, by the way, at the bottom of, or not bottom of criteria, but at the crab transition in criteria, and some super missiles. And I believe this will be one of the ammo items, either power bombs or super missiles. We need one of those to be able to have a progression in the seed, and it is super missiles. So CountCranberry doesn't know it, but has made the correct choice for which way to go.
Well, that's good news. I love when I guess and it's the right thing, as opposed to confusing myself. So that'll be nice. Oh, Red Bryn. Lots of portals here.
Yeah. We can, there's also 2 Chozo statues in Red Bryn.
Yeah, easiest one is SpeedRun. X-Ray is going to be a little bit more of a pain at the moment. It's not in logic with the energy we have, but
Oh,
it is
there's
here.
3. I forgot. There's also Alpha Power Bombs is a Chozo statue.
Oh yeah, good call.
I completely forgot about X-Ray, mostly because on 99 energy, you
Can't
have
do
to
it.
be a
Yeah.
madman or mad woman or mad person to pull that off.
Yeah, I don't even know if it's possible with those spikes doing like 60 damage at this point. I think you have to have at least 2 or 3 tanks for it to be in logic. I don't remember the exact amount.
Oh, for logic, you need a lot of things. You need, I think,
High
well,
jump, I
first
think. A
you
couple
need high
tanks.
jump, bombs, grapple or screw attack will, or not screw attack, excuse me, space jump will put that into logic. But without bombs, I don't think there's any number of E-tanks that'll put it in logic.
Okay, so it is doable on 0 tanks, but you have to be fantastic at that
Yeah.
strat to get it done.
So Salty, what I would call that is you have to be able to literally game out of your mind.
Pretty much. And I've only done that once in my life, so I wouldn't try it. But these gamers here, especially, I know Ace a little bit, and Ace is really darn good.
And we've got an area linking back to itself. That doesn't happen terribly often in area randomization. There are checks to try to prevent that from happening. However, not guaranteed.
Yeah, sometimes it does. I had 3 loops on myself in my last seed, which is really weird. But yeah, most of the time it is not like that.
Yeah, dash especially. And of course, then there's the loops that I do, which isn't so much looping because the area is looped, but rather looping because I've forgotten where to go.
Oh, I thought it's just because you really love Cheerios or Fruit Loops for breakfast, and I gotta say, I agree.
Yeah, those are both excellent breakfast choices. If you are a cereal person. An E-tank behind Alpha Power Bombs, which happen to be regular bombs for CountCranberry. And front of wreck ship for Ace. Ace debating heavily whether to go in. We haven't talked about it, but we do have the potential for some boss shenanigans. Vanilla bosses are possible, but we could also have shuffled or shifted bosses, or the best boss mode ever invented, surprise.
Yeah, very cool stuff that the Dash team came up with. In this specific tournament, Dash Mystery, Vanilla, Shuffled, and Shifted all have a equal 30% chance to happen, and Surprise is about a 10% chance. Which means any boss could be anywhere, or there could be multiple bosses. You could get 4 Ridleys for all we know. I haven't seen that yet, but it's possible.
That would be absolutely mean. We could go the
Very.
other way and say you get 4 crades, which would be a little bit nicer.
Oh, that'd be so kind. I haven't seen a seed that kind yet, though. Personally, maybe have been one. There's a lot of races every week, about 21 of them. I get to catch maybe 8 or 9 of them in my spare time.
That's really good, actually. Kudos to you for all of the watching. We appreciate everyone who comes and watches these races, especially everyone in chat today, currently. We appreciate you, chat.
Yeah, I love talking to you. Unfortunately, the chat doesn't show up in the YouTube videos, but if you go back and watch the YouTube video and we're talking to you, you know what's up. It's kind of like an Easter egg. It's nice.
Yeah, I see Beamer sleepy. If I remember right, Beamer is across the pond in Germany or somewhere in Europe. Doesn't matter. That's still plus like a lot of hours from now.
Yeah, I think it's about plus 7 or 8 hours from me, which would make it tomorrow. So I definitely understand the sleepiness there.
So we have a question from Balrogic. Where are the Spazers at? We don't know. The Spazer is gonna be on one of the Chozo statues, but it's not Spo's Chozo statue. That one contains the spring ball. CountCranberry getting the first movement item.
Spring ball, yeah. So we got If no suits are going to show up anytime soon, we got our first piece of helpful suitless Meridia tech.
Well, I won't put helpful in quotes because it's absolutely helpful. I'll put the suitless Meridia in quotes because, oh my, that's a fun thing to have happen. I don't think that happens too often in Dash, though, does it?
Thankfully, no for me, because I'm terrible at it. Although I did get a seed today that had it, and that was fun. Although I needed the practice, so it was actually a good thing.
Well, that's one of the things you can do. Just because you have the gravity suit in practice doesn't mean you have to have it on. You can turn that gravity suit off and practice your suitless shenanigans.
Very true, yeah. Absolutely, it helps because in this mode you run into all types of scenarios. Got to be prepared for all of them and think very quickly. And that's not my strongest suit, but I'm getting better at it as we go. And these players here are very good at it, and that's why I'm always excited to do comms for this league.
Absolutely. We get to watch some of the best Super Metroid players out there. I didn't call it out, but CountCranberry picked up charge at the Vanilla Charge location, as has AceZer0. So both of them, that damage number in the top right is now what will happen if they fire a charge shot, and the Ice Beam at the Brinstar Reserve location.
Wave and ice early, that's really helpful. Sometimes you can go through most of the game without finding your beams. And ice is another thing to help with suitless shenanigans. Cranberry clearing early supers. Heading up, seeing what's at the top of Great Britain here. I mean, Green Brinstar.
That's the fun. That's the fun of the abbreviations. I love it.
Yeah, just make up something. And we got Torian.
It's
okay.
Torian. Okay, well, that's actually a very good transition to know. There are two required one-way transitions and one question mark one-way transition. So Torian required, Kraid required, Croc is the question mark. But if you know anything about Super Metroid, you know you should always bet on Croc. So that's where you should go. Though in Chozo, it's a long ways to go check the one major that's down at Croc. Whereas in other modes like major minor, there's the two majors. So Croc a little better.
Or full countdown, you could have up to 5, depending on your seed. So yeah, I think in this mode, Croc will be like a last check type of thing.
Yeah, the legendary 5 majors at Croc.
I haven't seen it yet, but I know it's possible. And I hope to see it one time this tournament. I think that would be super hype.
So it's got the potential to be super hyped, but imagine if those 5 majors are like Grapple, X-Ray, Spazer, Spring Ball, and then a second Spate. And I'm just kidding.
2 Spazers at Croc. Wow. That reminds me of this old commercial back when I came home from school in like the early 90s, late 80s. It was for bagels, and the mom was telling the son to put the roof on the house, put all the shingles up there. She's like, if you do it, I'll give you a bagel. And he's like, wow, a bagel? Just for putting on a roof? It was the dumbest thing I ever saw, and that's why I remember it. It was so funny and stupid at the same time.
That is super awesome. A bagel for putting on a roof. Wow, that's a deal right there. 5 MST tanks at Croc. I do enjoy the fact that reserve tanks have an alternate name now. That's wonderful. And if there's 5 of them, that would be even more wonderful. But I think we'd only find 4, unfortunately.
All right, so Ace now finding logic about Torian, so that's good news. And Count heading into the ship. We'll see our first piece of boss info after probably a quick save. It'd be really dangerous not to save here with the item loadout, so I don't foresee that happening.
Yeah, unless you happen to have saved at the ship before coming over here or something like that, or have a different save that you want to just reset back to.
Yeah, as far as
Yeah,
the advertising goes on the bagel, I don't remember the brand of bagels. I just know that I like bagels, so who knows?
all I have learned is that I can pay kids bagels to have a roof put on my house.
Oh, that would be so much cheaper. I would enjoy that.
And we see Count Cranberry did check the item at Spooky Missiles, which I believe was just a missile tank. Not a terrible idea before doing the save. That way, if there is a reset, that item is kept. Probably hoping for some more supers, because more supers, more better, right? I think
I
again,
think so.
that's like a hockey thing, though.
Well, I agree with Hockey on a lot of stuff, and if more supers, more better is one of his mantras, then I concur.
Yeah, it's hard not to disagree with people who know a lot more than me and are better at lots of things like this game.
And Hockey's just a fun personality, so it's fun to listen to. I think Hockey's actually doing commentary for the big SGDQ Metroid race next week, so that'll be fun. July 6th, I believe.
Oh, that'll be awesome. I highly recommend everyone in chat check that out. And it looks like Fantoon is at home in the wrecked ship. So we know exactly nothing about our boss layout.
Yep, still absolutely nothing. We know it could be any of them, and it looks vanilla, but that's about it. But definitely one of the two bosses you only want to see at the moment, Crater Fantoon with this item loadout.
Yeah, I think it would be possible to... I don't think it's possible to escape Dragon without having high jump boots with Spring Ball.
Or at least a grapple beam. But it's a difficult escape.
And as Tracy's pointing out in chat, this does make sense as we've kind of run out of logical things to check. So, as Ace sees some missiles and is like, I got charge, I don't need any more of these things.
Yeah, a decent beam to start off already.
Count's got to be careful over here. Oh, going with enraged stretch. No, I think that was intentional. We're at 14 health. We've got screw attack.
Oh no! Broke the spin right there. That hurts.
Well, we do have a save right at wreck ship, so I expect Count's going to head right back in as AceZer0 about to start the Fantoon fight.
Oh, definitely. And this is one of those fights I actually practiced today, a low health Fantoon fight. Definitely good to keep up on. And yes, I did die too, but I finally got him.
Low health Fantoon fight where we have two tanks, which is usually more than I see runners taking on Fantoon, because there are some people that take on Fantoon first.
Yeah, and
PKRD, I think, is the world record route, in fact.
Yeah, the new route, which is now kind of 8-9 years old.
Yeah, the quote-unquote new route.
But you have one tank for Fantoon for that, so pretty impressive.
Absolutely. I forget who said it, but one streamer has a highlighted quote on their layout. Might have been Craneop who said this, that the ocean used to be completely dry, but it is since been filled with the tears of PKRD runners. So, I don't know.
I like it. That's true. Especially when you start running that route and you're learning it and practicing. There's a lot of Fantoon resets and CWJ resets, so that is very, very true. Speaks right to my heart.
Yep, we see power bombs to the left. Did Ace already check the boss reward for Fantoon? Must have, or that boss reward isn't a reward. I'm pretty sure that's still a reward in Chozo.
In Chozo, yes, it definitely is. I don't know. We'll see. Not a save. Deciding against it. I didn't see the save portal go off. Well, we'll see what we have up top here.
We have Screw Attack in the attic, so Screw Attack makes the attic a much easier room, as Screw Attack does with almost every room in the game. Count still having a little trouble with Fantoon. Not the easiest boss in the game. Did he super Fantoon again? No, just an extra missile. Oh no, another death.
Those stinking blue flames. I gotta tell you, I've seen that screen way too much in that room. Especially with just Power Suit.
Yeah, again, this may look like something horrible, but really this is what happens with Fantoon, an incredible amount. There is a reason why Fantoon is called the ghost with the most resets. So
yeah, very, very unforgiving, very difficult.
I do wonder, so Ace didn't check right supers. I wonder if Ace is planning on checking the Chozo statue here under bowling, and then the route's going to be back into Wreck Ship, right supers, and then check Wreck Ship E to go through Forgotten Highway. I believe you can do Forgotten Highway with a spring ball. Not that I would recommend it. That's still a very, very difficult thing to do.
Yeah, not very fast, but if we get high jump boots or a gravity suit here, then that's a good route choice, I think. But we have to get something. There's speed. We get the Beaster, so that's something.
That is definitely something, and a good thing to have, as runners like to go fast, and the speed booster allows you to go fast. Ace gonna go and check the reserve item. This is just a regular item in Chozo logic.
And now I gotta ask Tracy to please put that Pegasus boot / speed booster emote in chat, because that thing's awesome. But yeah, just a missile up here at the reserve. And there's the boots. Thank you. That thing's so cool. More
okay,
supers.
Count,
Thank
you got this. Oh, missed the super at the end. One more round, only 49 health. Just take it slow, Count. You've got this.
Come on, Fantoon. Drop some health for him. Nope, just a bunch of ammo. Nice dodge, but oh, just a little low on the missile.
Missed the eye. That happens. Oh no. We're in Oko.
This is tough.
Oh, Fantoon, you jerk.
Of course it had to respawn right there.
And here's that right supers check that I was talking about. And Varia suit, wow.
That's huge. That's huge, yeah. And we have 2 early Norfair portals, leaving Croc's room, and I forget what the other one was. But yeah, 2 upper Norfair portals in Criteria that Ace can go back to.
Yeah, I wonder if Ace will take a trip through the spiky room of death to check Wreck Ship E. 74 energy, that's a very, very difficult play to pull off. And Ace saying, yeah, no, I'm just gonna go. So, I've got some spice for this for you, Salty. What if Wreck Ship E is the other suit?
That sounds like a delicious buffalo wing as long as you went there first, but we're not going to see it yet. Hopefully Count takes out Fantoon here, and then maybe Count will show us. Everybody cross your fingers in chat for Count. I want to get this ghost done. You can practice this boss for literally 100 hours, and Fantoon could still show you something new and annoying.
I mean,
it's that bad when you have low health like this. It takes a lot of work. So this is not trivial at all.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's another thing that Fantoon can do called a sunrise surprise. I don't know if you've ever seen that. Not fun. Ooh,
Oh yeah,
AceZer0
it's
making the
always
play
a
for
surprise.
X-Ray. It's just like 320 damage from all the flames at once.
Yeah, it's like neat. Thanks, appreciate it. Okay, using our bombs now.
Oh no,
And
we got in
Phantoon,
a rage. We're one missile short, I think.
I can't tell you how many times I've been one missile short on Phantoon. So frustrating. It's probably why I named myself Salty. That and Dark Souls, but I haven't played that in forever. Once I beat it, I'm like, good, I'm done.
Ace doing a nice freeze on that waiver to try to get up to the X-ray.
Oh, just not enough. That's brutal, but Ace
There we go.
right
Oh
on
no!
time.
Count had Phantoon down and got hit by the last flame.
I feel your pain, Count. X-ray at X-ray.
We've seen a little bit of vanilla in this this particular seed.
Let me hit the IP button real quick. Boop. Is this even randomized, guys? Yeah, vanilla charge, vanilla X-ray.
Really, vanilla ice cream is better than both of those. Just saying. Though charge beam, definitely worth. And AceZer0 resetting, getting all the health back. Not wanting that X-ray beam. No blame to go around there. Might have been worth it for plasma, and here's Croc. Oh, Ace taking a moment and deciding, you know what? I'm gonna
thank
bet
you.
on psyching out everyone in chat and the comms, and I'm leaving. Okay, thanks, Ace.
Probably thought for a second, like, oh wait, this is Chozo. This is a long check. We're gonna go do some stuff in Norfair if I can. So probably find a portal back to Criteria because we have 2 Norfair portals there.
That's true. We have Speed Booster, we have Upper Norfair. That's going to be, I believe, 4 Chozo checks: High Jump, Ice Beam, Wave Beam, and the Speed Booster location.
Yep, and we can use Frog Spoodway to get there. So
that's right. The developers put that in both to help. Oh, good health drops. Thank you, Phantoon, for finally having some kind of mercy for Count. Now just be a good ghost and roll over and play dead.
And then stay that way.
Yeah, those big healths were bait up there. I would have just left them be.
Phantoon, kind of a burnt sienna color, not quite red yet.
Oh, another flame death. Ouch. Oh, I'm sure Count is on some form of tilt, whether it is partial tilt or full tilt, but definitely some tilt there. I'd be tilted.
Yeah, definitely. That is certified not coup by the stupid ghost.
So I would come down here, I'd power bomb these atomics, I'd farm up to the 299, and maybe even, depending on how I'm feeling, I'd go take another save right at 299 so I don't have to do that again. And then I'd be going, you know, round, I don't know how many it's been, but it's been too many on Phantoon. In the meantime, Ace is heading back to these Norfair transitions and Criteria.
If one of the Dash devs could real quick get into Cranberry's game and just give the Hyper Beam for the ghost fight, that'd be sweet. Because Phantoon deserves it.
Well, you can sometimes fight Phantoon with the Hyper Beam if you have Animal Surprise turned on and you happen to get Phantoon as your surprise.
That's a good point. I did see a very crazy race last year, where one of the players went to save the animals right at the end in a very close game, and it was Dragon. And it came down to a
I
couple seconds for a finish. It was
I
insane.
I know the race you're talking about, and I remember the interview where the racer who did that was like, I totally forgot there was animal surprise.
Yeah, I got to calm that one, so I was really happy with that evening. That was a lot of fun. But no animal surprise in Dash. We have confirmation of that now.
All right, we have an enraged Fantoon. That's okay. Sometimes when you're having a rough fight, even though the enrage is a super long phase, Nintendo power strats do work.
They work, but back in '94, I don't think many people at all were thinking about speedrunning.
There we go. Oh, I love it.
There we
All
go.
the missiles right into a dead Fantoon.
Add
Just
10 more.
good job, Count. We're glad to see you get through this this awful ghost and
Yeah.
high jump at the speed booster location.
Big round of applause for CountCranberry. That ghost is always a pain in this type of fight, so good to see.
Don't just get a round of applause in. Go give CountCranberry a follow for completing that fight. And while you're out there giving follows, give AceZer0 a follow too.
Good call. And our bot is not on holiday anymore. And there we go. CountCranberry, AceZer0. Good stuff.
And I am still hoping, just because this is how I am, that the wreck-shipped E-Tank is Gravity Suit. That would be very, very special.
And that would help CountCranberry out a lot. So to bring this race closer, if Count goes up there and checks it, and it is Gravity, that's going to be pretty cool. Oh, no.
Oh, boo.
It's at Wave.
Bad game.
Bad seed. Bad. Okay, Count, don't check that other Chozo statue, no.
Yeah.
Unless it's Space Jump, that might help a lot.
Yeah.
That'll save a lot of time.
Yeah, Jestro has it right. We had a double suit screen. It's pretty neat to see Count picking up the Varia suit as Ace gets the Gravity suit.
It's almost as cool as a double Mother Brain screen. You know, you get a little bit of hype in there.
No, what's cool is a double Mother Brain scene where MB3 is down at the same time for both runners.
Well, that's super duper cool. Yeah, I was saying just Mother Brain. However, can be kind of comparable to finding suits at the same time.
And I think you have to use a bomb to get out of here, Count.
Yeah, we're gonna get a little bit of. Oh no, different strat. I think I have to hit it right before coming out of the water, right before the splash.
Yeah,
otherwise it doesn't do it for you. This is really tight.
Yeah, any spring ball jump where you don't have high jump boots is very, very difficult to pull off.
And with the water level right there, this is really, really tight. Because the physics change from being underwater to out of it. It's really complicated, and I don't want to ruin it, so I'm not going to even try to explain it. It's tight. Unless you're, really good, then I don't know.
And here's AceZer0 finding the back of wreck ship at the bottom of West Meridia. Main Street, I believe, is that transition.
I think it's cool how Main Street and Mount Everest are just like a room apart. I didn't know Mount Everest had a Main Street.
Yeah, here's the entrance to Lower Norfair. AceZer0 giving it a real think about whether or not to go down, and deciding
has the high jump boost, so high jump and speed for Ace. So this is understandable. But we're gonna get a gravity jump. I like that too. I think that's a little bit easier, or a lot easier, honestly. Yeah, nails it, no problem.
Absolutely. Gravity jump the easiest is to actually have space jump and the suits, and then you just space jump through. But second easiest, gravity. Third easiest, high jump. Fourth, you're crazy, would be just the lava dive with no boots. And then, you know, throw in having 2 or 1 tank and see that. That's crazy. Well, I don't know if it's possible on 1 tank, but 2 tanks.
Let's see if Ace got this short charge here. Yes, very nice. On the last frame, too.
And we see the wreck ship E tank is just another Chozo E. However, it's not like E's have been forthcoming in this seed.
No, only 3 found so far. So we'll see if maybe Count wants that. No. Maybe too much of a time waster there. Hoping to find some E elsewhere.
Yeah, that check was more, can I get something to give me an advantage, because holy cow, that Fantoon fight was a lot. You know, Count can't be feeling good at all after that.
Definitely, yeah. Yeah, I don't want to spend any extra time on a check that isn't 100% positive for you.
Yeah, looks like Count's going to come back here to the backside of Wreck Ship and check the Forgotten Highway transition. Going to find the bottom of Main Street, which will not be what Count wants to see. Also, by doing this, Count has left behind the speed booster. Unlikely to go back up to get it.
Yeah, that's gonna hurt a little bit. Oh wow, that fish is not being helpful. The hitbox just disappeared in the middle and let Samus fall right through it.
Oh, and then Count gets the grab on the fish, gets up to the top of it just for the fish to unfreeze. Most evil. This game is just not being nice to Count today.
You know, it's a really hard game. Sometimes we see outstanding runners just kick its butt time and time again, and you kind of forget how difficult it really is.
That's absolutely true. This game is one of those games that every single thing is just completely punishing.
And once you learn that strat, then it's like, okay, that's not too bad. You know, I put the time into it, I know it now. But there's so many strats. There's several per room that, depending on what you prefer and what you're comfortable with, could always see a little bit different of a game.
So we're in shifted bosses, or surprise, because we can see that Dragon is here in Lore Norfair and has LN as the location for Dragon.
Yep, so that's especially big for a boss in Fantoon's place, because that'll open up the entire ship if it's shifted and it's like Kraid down there. So if Kraid's down there and it says WS, then that's the wreck ship boss. It'll open up. LN, not that big of a deal.
Hey, we had a question earlier. Where are the Spazers at? The Spazers are at Lore Norfair behind Dragon.
I don't know how the shrimp survive that long down here. It's really hot. I'm surprised we didn't just see a boiled prawn on the floor when we came in.
That would actually be a hysterical thing to implement. Just have Dragon, if Dragon's in Lore Norfair, have almost no health. But
hit 200 health, I don't know regular missiles.
Yeah, I don't know what that would do for the game balance, though. We might be just destroying this game for fun, which is okay.
I mean, there's plenty of worse ideas that we can do to it, so I like it. Why not try it once?
And CountCranberry is taking a lot of time doing this check. This is a very slow check. as was pointed out by Tracy earlier, this check is not in logic. Just, I think really what Count is doing here is trying to find some kind of advantage after having spent so much time with Vantoon.
Yeah, I think you're 100% right. At this point, Count's got to feel like, yeah, I'm definitely way behind. Vantoon was a problem, and now I got to reach and see if I can make something happen here.
Oh boy!
And you can't blame a player in that position for doing that. That's not a bad idea. Sometimes you got to just reach for it and just go.
And I see Vibrant Colors in chat having a worse idea. Just Randomizer and include bosses, because why not?
Yeah, that would be... Oh man, I don't even want to think about it. That would be a worse idea.
I don't know. Does Super Metroid even have an Randomizer? I know Link to the Past does.
I'm not sure if SM does. Oops, all Ridleys everywhere. There's no Key Hunters. There's no Rios. There's no those little spiky hedgehog-looking things at the beginning of the game in Criteria. Just all Ridleys.
Yeah, you start out that very first Rio's been replaced by Ridley. Sorry. Here's Kraid for AceZer0.
This is a good portal to find. It's one of those ones that can hide very easily.
And it's hiding at the back of Lorne Warfare, so that's doing a couple of things. Oh, and AceZer0 just like, I got 47 missiles. I got some amount of health. Ridley doesn't scare me. Ridley would scare me.
Yeah, Ace is very, very good, and there's an energy refill.
I forgot about the
too.
energy refill. There we go. See, Ace, smarter player than I am. Not a surprise. Yeah, Dre was in Ridley's room, so this is either shifted or surprise, and
it still is, I think.
Yeah, it's still shifted or surprise. I would argue probably shifted because we haven't seen a duplicate boss, but we'll know once we get to East Meridia. And oh, Count, low energy, and that we know that lava dive is actually the next thing to do. However, no gravity suit.
Beautiful manipulation by Ace. That was a textbook Ridley kill. No damage taken from Ridley. Just done.
Yeah, just obliterated Ridley. Made the Space Pelican look like the joke that Ridley absolutely is not. And rewarded with Space Jump. So the only way we can tell if it's shifted or surprise is if we see a duplicate boss.
Yeah, so we'll have to wait until we get that East Meridia boss. Whoever's renting out Dragon's place, which is looking like Kraid at the moment, and if it's Kraid, we know for sure it's shifted. If it's any of the others, then it's surprise. It could also still be surprise with Kraid if it just
if it's
re-rolled
Kraid
itself that way.
Yeah, if it's Kraid there, though, we would call it shifted because we'd have no way of knowing. Though it would be nice, Dash devs. I know the credits show a lot of things. I don't think the credits show the boss mode. You could certainly throw that in there with what the boss mode was. That way, if it was surprise, but it rolled to shifted, we would know. Or there could be a logic check that says, hey, surprise can't roll to shifted. Sort of like how the shuffled can't shuffle to vanilla.
That's a good point. And I like that we have such a dedicated team working on Dash that we always get new stuff seemingly every 6 months, it seems. There's always something added that makes the game even cooler, just constantly. So thank you to the Dash devs for all the hard work you do. You give us hours and hours of fun.
Yes, so we definitely appreciate the Dash developers. And the original Super Metroid developers as well.
Your Force.
Yep, those are the ones. And Ace is going to have a very difficult reverse acid dive. Taking a save down here, I highly approve of this save.
Yeah, and Ace does have space jump now, so doable, but you can't make many missteps in just regular movement. But Ace is very fundamentally sound. I don't see an issue arising here. But Ace is also human, so something bad could happen.
Yeah,
I just hope it doesn't.
And bopping pirates. Bopping pirates is a way for acid dive to go horribly wrong, but Ace, great job, gets through it.
Absolutely, and the safety save was very smart by Ace there. Just in case, because you never know. 55 supers, Ace is like, no, that's okay. There's got plenty. Got charge beam. Mother Brain's in trouble once I see her.
Yeah, charge beam, charge beam, new route beam, 55 supers. This is, you know, very, very comfy situation for attack power.
Yeah, especially for the level of skill here. Mother Brains should be scared. Quaking in her jar. Like, no, you don't have to come down here. Just you go to your ship. It's fine.
All right, we've got CountCranberry back in Red Tower as AceZer0 is exiting Lower Norfair for the last time this seed.
And we'll be heading to the very top of Great Britain Green Hill Zone, because that's where Torian is. Found that early in the game.
Still gonna have to go to East Meridia and discover which boss is hiding there. But if Ace does decide to take a trip to Torian, we'll get one of those rare G3s that nobody really wants to see.
That's a good point, because I forgot about Meridia already.
It's a forgettable pace. It's very, the music in Meridia is very soothing for how hard the enemies hit you. And it looks like CountCranberry is betting on Croc. Again, I believe this to be completely due to the shenanigans at Fantoon.
Yeah, when you're in trouble, sometimes reaching for something you believe the other player didn't do can pull you back into it. I've seen it before. And sometimes you're just in a situation where the seed is not going to help you. And I think that's what we have here, but I still like CountCranberry fighting and persevering through this. This shows a lot of heart.
Oh, absolutely. I like seeing all of these plays to do something to create a potential divergence, looking for some help. We know that it's just a fruitless effort on Count's part. In fact, there is a not insignificant chance that down here is going to either be vanilla grapple beam or power bombs, because we still haven't found the logical power bombs.
Yeah, that's true. I think plasma is the best thing that could be down here, but that's not going to speed up the game enough for Count. So unfortunately, nothing super over here. But without
we've already found the super missiles, right?
You know, yes, yeah. So definitely nothing super. But in Count's mind, this could also be space. It could be gravity.
Oh, it could be gravity. That's actually what Count's hoping for down here is gravity. I guarantee that's the item that Count wants to see. But as you astutely pointed out earlier, this seed is just not a seed that's going to help Count out. And it is the plasma beam, so that is a very good find. Looks like the logical power bombs have to be in Business Center. Question in chat, where was gravity? Gravity was at Wave Beam.
And at least Count did get the best possible item it could be down here at Croc, now that we know what's going on from seeing what Ace has found too as a viewer.
Yeah, I think that leaves grapple and logical power bombs. Well, we still haven't seen Shack Tool or Plasma, but neither of those are going to be our logical power bombs, I don't think.
And I don't think we've seen... we haven't seen Kraid as a boss, so it could be behind Kraid.
Well, here we
Right.
go. What did we get?
Or at least one of them could be. Maybe
Yeah.
Grapple is right here behind Kraid.
Yeah, we're gonna call the bosses shifted for this round because we saw all 4 of them and they were all in different locations and unlocking areas.
You know what? Deal. I'm with you. Bye, Kraid.
And Ace immediately, what would Ace do? He shufted Kraid right off and not even checking the item, just running.
That's from the Sleepy Pigeon vocabulary.
Yeah, Fantune was in Wreck Ship, but that can happen in Shifted, I believe. I don't believe that they have to be in there. I think only 2 of them have to be swapped similar to... Or, no, Shifted
Or
might even be
shuffled,
able
right?
to go vanilla.
Yeah, Shuffled, at least 2 of them are swapped. I think Shifted can be pretty much any order. So Shifted can look like Surprise a lot of the times. Or vice versa.
Yeah, Shifted can look, can have a lot of vanilla, or it can have 2 vanilla and 2 not vanilla if there's just no way to do it otherwise. Because then Shifted would just be, you know, vanilla.
Or we'd go to the Shuffled type of thing. But yeah, we're at Shifted here. And Ace is Dunsky.
I see Tracy pointing out that Shifted won't be vanilla, so does that mean you won't find any bosses in vanilla locations, or Shifted won't
be 100% vanilla?
Vanilla. Either one could be true.
I was of the thought that Shifted could have 2 bosses look like they're in a vanilla location, but then the other 2 bosses could swap and then open their areas. So, at least 1 swap. Okay, so I was actually right for once.
So Shifted, it follows the shuffled logic, but the boss will open the area that boss is found in.
And that's good news that we have all this information by week 2 of the Dash Mystery Tournament, because now we can be better commentators going forward.
And surprise is literally surprise.
Yeah, it's like whatever.
No idea.
Surprise can look like Zelda bosses. We could have 4 cold stares. Who knows?
You know, that would be that would be a level of insane if so bear with me on this for a second, Salty.
Okay, I'm with you.
Imagine this as just for everybody else, Ace is heading towards Torian as CountCranberry is in Business Center. So imagine this, because there is an SMZ0 randomizer. Imagine there's our logical power bombs at high jump. Imagine having a mapping of Super Metroid items to Link to the Past items. And then in your surprise, you could end up in a surprise Link to the Past fight based on the items you currently have. That would be crazy.
I love it. It would take a person way smarter than me with technology to make that happen. But if I ever see it, I'm gonna donate some money to you, and I'm gonna thank you for your work, because that would be a lot of fun, I think.
And obviously that would have to be well advertised, because there are quite a few Super Metroid players that don't play Link to the Past. And a Link to the Past fight, especially if you get one of the worse ones, it can definitely take you by surprise. And I'm looking at you, Mothula, and I'm not looking at Mothula because Mothula is a difficult boss, but rather the room Mothula's in is awful. And Ace has made it to Torian. CountCranberry did check the Ice Beam location, rewarded with the worst possible reward, which was missiles.
I love A Link to the Past. It's probably my 2nd favorite game ever, right behind this one. And so I do a lot of SMZ0 just for fun. But if you want to talk to A Link to the Past randomizer player that is really good, she's in chat. Tracy's the name. Ice Trinex. Oh, that would be rude.
Yeah,
Wouldn't want to see Trinex there.
Yeah, Trinex and Cold Stare's room would just be evil, but we've very much diverged from Super Metroid, as AceZer0 is running through the Metroid rooms right now. CountCranberry back to Bubble Mountain. Oh, Ice Armos room in GT. That's also evil, and that does happen.
We're giving people too much information now. We're making the games too hard for ourselves. We just need to calm down.
What's going to happen is, imagine somebody just reading the transcript of the comms for this match. They're going to be like, what game were they playing?
Right.
And the game was, what crazy ideas can the comms come up with? As AceZer0 getting set up to attempt a baby skip has all the items to make this possible.
Sometimes very unexpected things get talked about in comms. Just the other day, we were on chest compressions for CPR.
Hey, and
I don't know how we got there either, but it was there.
Oh, I know exactly how we got there. We were talking about rhythms for bomb jumps, as CountCranberry has received the gravity suit, probably one of many very, very sinking feelings, as AceZer0 has succeeded in baby skipping and is in the final difficult room of the game.
Yeah, Ace has made a pretty tough seed look like just another day at the office. I don't even have words. Just very, very well done. The movement, the fundamentals, everything done so well, even without the cool strats and the time saves here and there. Just the fundamental movement that Ace has is always good to see.
Absolutely. If you're learning any game, doesn't matter what the game is, start with your fundamentals. Don't try to do the crazy world record strats. Just do something simple, get that down, and then do something else simple, and eventually you can get yourself up to world record strats. AceZer0 unloading ammo into MB2.
And yeah, I want to say this was definitely not a bad seed. This was fun looking. It had a really tough first boss because you had Fantoon on low health, and if you're not used to new route, then that could be kind of a pain. But this was a pretty good seed. I've seen some seeds that were just not cool, but this one was fun. Not easy, but I would say fun.
Yeah, hopefully the runners have had fun. I know Ace will probably say that he's had fun, or she's had fun. Excuse me, Ace, my apologies. CountCranberry, on the other hand, he may not have had as much fun as expected.
Yeah, Fantoon can really suck the fun out of a good evening.
That's what that ghost does.
Yeah.
Questions in chat from Power to Mario. What missile counts for Fantoon and what beams? Reasonable missile counts, I think it was something like 1510 or 1520 for missiles and supers. And I believe just wave beam. So really the bigger problem was just extremely low energy.
Yeah, low energy and no defense. We did have screw attack, which helped a little bit, but if you're not used to new route Fantoon, that could be a problem.
If you're just not used to Fantoon, it doesn't really matter which anything. Fantoon is just honestly, Fantoon is arguably the most difficult boss outside.
Learn. Yeah.
Well, to learn,
to learn to start. Yeah.
Yeah. No, Fantoon very difficult.
In old route, you have Varia suit, so you get to make a few more mistakes. than normal. So if you're learning Fantoon, start with Various Suit. Get extra health and do your thing. And we're in MB3. Ace, she's 36 shots away from the escape. And only just over an hour into a seed that was not easy peasy. So, very nicely done.
Absolutely. Chozo seeds tend to be this way just because that's where, you just have to prioritize Chozo statues. That's the way to beat these ones. Or, put a different way, you just go where the items are and somehow that works out.
And yeah, while we're running through the escape here, we do have, I believe, 2 more races this evening. I'm loading up my race page.
I think it might just be one.
We only have the one. I mislooked at it. We have a ton tomorrow on Sunday, though.
Yeah, that other race, for anybody in chat who's interested in it, is Nebdi versus Smellin, and it is at midnight tonight, right here on Speed Gaming Prime.
Yeah, midnight Eastern, so 9 p.m. Pacific. And outside the country, I don't know. It'd be probably way too late for anyone in Europe to want to catch that one.
Actually, that's the race you catch while you're having breakfast.
Okay, there you go. So if you guys have plans to have breakfast in Moscow or Berlin or something tomorrow, then yeah, check it out. But any of the night owls,
it's 5 a.m. It's actually very early. I get crossed up because I'm on the west coast of the U.S. So for me it would be the 9 p.m. But I did the time zone change as though it was Eastern, and we have AceZer0 on the ship, finishing with an official racetime.gg time of 1 hour, 5 minutes, and 33 seconds. Let's get our GGs out for AceZer0. And I believe CountCranberry has seen that finish and said, yeah, this seed sucks, I'm done with it, and thrown in the towel. So if we can get our GGs out for CountCranberry, CountCranberry did an excellent job, just got hecked up by Fantoon, and we are joined by our race winner, AceZer0. Ace, GGs.
Thanks. GGs to CountCranberry. That was a really fun one.
Yeah, that was a really cool looking seed. I just want to say right off the bat, it's always fun watching you race because you're so fundamentally sound. You're wall jumping, you're ledge grabbing. It's just that anybody that's just beginning the game, I kind of want them to watch you, just to be like, just watch the jumping, watch the running, watch all the little things that add up to a lot of time save, because you're very, very good at that, and you know a bunch of hard strats on top of it. So that was a lot of fun. Thanks for letting me com for you today.
Thanks. Yeah, I really appreciate the compliment. I mean, I definitely am not the best, but I think I do a pretty good job of like recovering when I make mistakes. Like if I ledge grab too early and miss a platform, that's the thing I do a lot, and you just got to dial it in. So it just takes a lot of practice. But yeah, this was a really fun seat, and GG's of course to CountCranberry.
Yeah, so I guess walk us through your thoughts with the route you took through the seed.
Okay. I mean, I correctly recognized the item randomization on this one, which was really good because the last race I thought it was Chozo for a little bit too long, and it wasn't. And this one I correctly determined it was Chozo. I think that it had to be ammo up at Gauntlet in retrospect. And right after I checked it, I was like, that was probably pretty foolish. But I was really trying to spike something to get across moat better, because I'm really bad at CWJ actually, and I practiced it before the race and really was not hitting it at all. And I was like,
I practiced it today too. I hit it 19th try. Go me.
Nice. That's about on par with what I did, honestly. And then I missed it another like 20 in a row. So I was like, well, hope it doesn't come to that in the race. And if it does, then I'll take the 4 minutes to do it.
Yeah, I think the most difficult thing in this seed was basically new route Fantoon, having no defense,
Yeah.
and 1 or 2 tanks for Fantoon. That's always a tough fight, no matter what. At least Screw Attack was there to back you up a little bit.
Yeah, Chozo's kind of weird that like you want to play it slim. I'm not the best at Chozo for sure, but like you want to play it slim because there's such fewer number of spots where like the majors can be, but like you could really get lucky and hit a bunch of E-tanks that like aren't logical just around on path, a little bit out of the way. So it's you kind of have to balance it yourself with like you don't know what the seed's expecting, but you might want to check extra things if you just don't have good ammo or don't have good health. But there were enough other places to go that I didn't feel like I had to do Fantoon early, and I'm really glad I thought about Wreck Ship when I first saw it. I was like, well, I can do Kraid and I can technically do Fantoon, but I really don't want to. And I came back with the 2 tanks and was able to get it first try. But yeah, I heard that CountCranberry had some struggles there. It kind of worked out really well on the map for that like all it was really bottlenecked at the very beginning, and then when you got to like the red tower and you saw Wreck Ship and there was like the rest of Green Bryn to clear, there was like so much to do, and then it kind of like all led back around to itself to wrap most of it up for you really nicely, which was good.
Yeah, I think the biggest time difference for Count was Fantoon, and then once knowing that Fantoon took that extra time, checking some things suitless, because it took Count a little bit to get gravity, just to see maybe if you could claw your way back in this seed, but this seed was not a multiple option seed like some of them are.
Yeah, and if it's suitless Meridia, since there's nothing like in West Meridia, there's no majors in Chozo, like it's kind of hard to make those gambles and have them pay off. It totally makes
suitless,
sense. It totally makes sense from a competitive perspective. Oh, you mean Upper North Air suitless?
No, I mean I did misspeak, but the suitless part would be Forgotten Highway with just the power suit or just Varia. So trying to go backwards, and then finally, after getting through there, finding it was just another side of a portal that was already accessible. That wasn't checked earlier, I think.
Yeah,
but it took a bit.
Yeah, that's another thing I think that I did really well this seed that I often have trouble with is seeing like when you have opportunities like that, like checking the portal at the back of Wreck Ship, or what was the other one? I guess mode itself. I never did that, but when you have things that are like the Wreck Ship one, it was easy enough to get back to Wreck Ship if I really had to, since Wreck Ship was in Red Tower near a whole bunch of other connectors. Like it seemed like it would be really easy to, even if I orphan that, like I'll find it later, and if I don't find it later, I'll just get back to it, like make a point to run back to that door to check it. So I didn't feel as bad abandoning it, and I know sometimes I make those mistakes and I tend to abandon things and it gets me in trouble. Not only was it lucky that it didn't get me in trouble, but even if I had to go back, I think it was fine to skip it early with like no movement, because that is pretty slow.
Yeah, and we see Count has gotten Dragon down. Sorry, just busting in to let people know what they're seeing.
Oh, you're good. I think the only other thing I really wanted to comment on, I guess 2 things. The other mean thing was the reverse acid dive required, since it was really hard to come by those tanks. Like that's pretty tricky too. Like you got to be confident in what you're doing. And I took a safety save that I didn't think I needed, but just to make sure I didn't throw away the 2 boss kills.
I think I remember chat
tanks with the acid dive. So, and that was required because you have to get back out of Kraid's lair somehow.
I remember chat at that time when that was happening, and everyone was like, "Yeah, Ace can do this," but I'm also happy to see the safety save just in case. And you cleared it pretty quickly, thankfully.
Yeah, it was smooth. I wasn't sure if it was 2 or 3 tanks that was like the minimum to get through there, like reasonably with gravity suit. So I had an extra tank. The biggest mistake that I luckily caught was that I couldn't remember if the right super location was a Chozo or not, because there's no Chozo statue there.
Right, and I
is
believe it
technically
is.
a Chozo item. Yes, it
Yeah.
is. That was the Varia suit that I went to the top of Wreck ship and then came back for. It's because it's considered the boss reward, which, like, same as the Ridley one, but I always get that mixed up because I don't know. I always think that the gravity suit is the boss reward because it, like, kind of is in the vanilla game, even though it's
Right.
not in Varia Rando, like, or you know, like other dash settings, like major minor. It's not really seen that way, but I luckily pulled up like an image I have on my computer of, like, you know, where the Chozo items are, just to make sure. Like, I was like, I'll do the top wreck ship, and I'll pull this up while I'm at bowling. It'll give me a chance to, like, make sure I'm not skipping something important, and it was obviously very important.
Yeah, good catch there. I know that had me doing some mental gymnastics the first time I started running Chozo. It's like, oh, I gotta make sure I check right side supers because that could really be helpful. Something over there.
Yep, and I do see in the race chat that CountCranberry is not going to be joining us for an interview. Has to get back to childcare. I think we all share Count's pain with this particular seed, and I had no problem with the 10 the 10 regular missiles into Fantoon's eye after Fantoon was dead. Nor did I have problems with the 5 super missiles into Spacer after beating Dragon, because that's how this seed went for Count. And good job on sticking with it as long as it did, and also good job trying the very low percentage or out of logic plays, hoping to find something to spike an advantage to get back in, given the meanness that Fantoon was.
Yeah, big props to CountCranberry. Never lost heart and kept fighting. Love to see the perseverance. A very, very competent and cool competitor, I must say.
Yeah, absolutely. GG's again to CountCranberry, and good luck with the childcare. Of course, they said he's got twins, so that's, I'm sure, a lot to deal with. And good luck, of course, in the upcoming rando weeks for him. And thanks for doing the comms and tracking, Adam, Salty, and Jestro. Super appreciated.
Hey, no problem. Thank you for joining this tournament and racing, because without racers, I mean, it's just me and Salty up here discussing crazy things like having boss randomization include Link to the Past bosses.
Yeah, you might find that funny if you watch back the video. we went off script a couple times.
I'm waiting for that to get added to SMZ3. I want it too.
Oh, we were just talking about regular SM randomizer. Throw Link to the Past bosses in as a
just
surprise.
Throw a cold stare in there. But yeah, it was a good time. I appreciate it, and I do want to thank the Dash devs, Kip, Kupo, Massysteria, Papa Schmo, Cassidy, and Derp. Named all 6 of you 2 commentaries in a row. I'm getting proud of myself. And thank you to SpeedGaming for letting us show off this tournament. Big props to Tracy, MM2, and all of our other organizers, keeping this thing running smoothly. Thank you so much, Ace, for dropping by and having a chat with us. And again, congratulations on the win. Wish you the best of luck next week. And I think that's all I got for y'all.
Yeah, that sounds like about it. I don't know all the Dash devs, so I'm not even going to pretend I was listening, paying attention, or otherwise able to just repeat what you just said, Salty. I'll just say thanks to the Dash devs for making this awesome version. It's really neat to see just the different ways that we've injected possibilities for players to use different skills to be able to beat the game and take different paths. I know in Chozo mode that doesn't necessarily come out because Chozo tends to be very gated, but that's just how the cookie crumbles. Cookies crumbling. Man, I should go get some cookies. But anyway, back on track. I'd also like to say a thank you to Salty for joining me up here on comms. Always appreciate having you in the booth with me, Salty. It's always a great time, and definitely thanks to Jestro for jumping in and tracking for us, because without trackers, we don't get restreams, and we managed to get the best tracker in the Super Metroid tracking business, Jestro. Thanks to SpeedGaming and the SpeedGaming family of networks for allowing us to restream. Without SpeedGaming letting us restream, we don't have a channel where we're restreaming, so that would be boring. And thanks to chat for joining us today. We appreciate you, chat. All the things, including correcting me and Salty when we say things that are just completely wrong.
Indeed.
Salty,
that's how we learn. That's how we learn. We
Well,
definitely appreciate that.
I appreciate that Salty learns. I tend to say the same wrong things over and over again, but eventually I get it right. Did you have anything else you wanted to say, Salty?
No, I think that just about wraps it up here on SpeedGaming. So we'll go ahead and say those magic words that we will see you next mission, and everybody take care and have a good night now.
Yep. And remember, there is one more Super Metroid Dash mystery race, and that is tonight at midnight Eastern, right here on SpeedGaming 1. And with that, I will see everyone next mission. Have a great rest of your day.